because a lot of you are working harder instead of smarter. And it's at a large scale. And I'm just like, yo, you know what? I need to come on here and help my community so we can both get it popping out here. So for those of you who don't know me or are new to the squad, my name is Victoria Jen Rodriguez, and I am a corporate hustler turned serial entrepreneur. I was in corporate for about 15 plus years, and 4 years ago, I decided to bet 1,000% on myself and pursue entrepreneurship full time. Since then, I've launched 2 successful 6-figure businesses, about to launch my 3rd. And I have recently decided that I was going to package everything that I know up and offer a free training out to people. So pretty much my framework of how to use your employer to essentially become your business sponsor, how to plan and strategize while you still have a job, so that you don't have to leave corporate cold turkey and you actually have a plan so you don't have to regret it and then end up going back to the job that you quit or finding a new job. And so I wanted to put together essentially how I did it, because I get questions on this all the time. So I put together a free training. You guys can see it here pinned. If you go to victoriajen.com/training, also the link in my bio, you'll find the link there for you guys to just tap on, put in your information so that you can automatically get that free training. And in the training, what I'm teaching you guys is essentially the whole process of how I went from corporate, how I used all of those relationships to then transition into entrepreneurship. But most importantly, what I teach you on there is I also teach you how to get to this bag. So I teach you my strategies on how to secure 5 to 6-figure contracts, selling to corporate as well as government agencies. A lot of people, when they launch their businesses, they only consider selling to the consumer. So they have a B2C business, right? Business to consumer business. They don't think about how they can monetize their expertise, their products at an accelerated rate by selling to corporate and government agencies. Because corporate and government agencies, y'all, they the ones writing those 5 to 6-figure checks. So it's interesting, you know, I've been interacting with a couple of people who recently launched their businesses, and I asked them, I said, hey, how much did you make this month in your business? And they told me $15,000. Now, to a lot of people, like, that's a lot of good money, and it is good money, right? If you're able to make $15,000 for 12 months straight, like, that's amazing. Hold on, guys. Before I continue, I have to show you this gorgeous view. Hold on. Let me figure out how to turn around this camera so I can show you this before I continue on. Oh, look at this view, guys. Look how gorgeous this is. I mean, come on. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. This is Hotlanta, by the way, guys, for those who are wondering where I'm at. All right, so back to story time. So she was telling me how she makes $15,000 in her business. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. But in my head, I'm thinking about like, wow, I make $15,000 off of delivering a 2-hour training or off of giving a 30-minute keynote, right? Like, and it's not because she can't do it. It's because she doesn't know how to do it, or she's never been exposed to do it, or she's never known that that was even a possibility. Like so many people are, you know, are doing the most and making the least. You guys feel me on this? They're doing the most and making the least. And I'm all about doing the least and making the most. That's what I'm about. I'm about doing the least and making the most. That's how I basically, grew in my career. When I was in corporate, I worked on Wall Street. I worked in consumer product goods. I worked at a healthcare company. I even worked on legislation. So I reinvented myself so many times when I was in corporate, and now even as an entrepreneur. And It's because this reinvention in yourself and getting to the bag quicker and learning the strategies and learning the techniques so that you don't have to work so hard, right? Now, listen, I'm not going to front as if running a business isn't hard. It is hard. Anything worth it is hard, especially if you are doing it the right way. Nobody's going to write you a $15,000 check if you don't have credibility behind you, right? And if you haven't put in the work, and if you haven't strategically positioned yourself as an expert, nobody's going to write that kind of check to you, right? So all of that takes work. So I'm not saying that it's not going to require work. What I am saying is the objective and the goal should always be to work smarter instead of harder. Because when you work smarter instead of harder, you allow yourself to intentionally make moves, right? You allow yourself to move with intention, to spend with intention, to invest with intention, right? So that you are not wasting your time. You are not stressed. You are not burnt the hell out. You are not overwhelmed because you are moving mindfully. Moving mindfully. And so when everybody always asks me questions about how I've gotten to where I am, to me, because I've gone through the process, it seems like, oh, everybody would know this. Like everybody would obviously know that they can go and sell to corporate and government and get 5 to 6 figure business. Everybody knows that, you know, if you're a woman or a woman of color, they're giving out more money now than ever before to you. But the reality is that people don't know. Right? People don't know. That's right. Smart is healthy. People don't know. And so I was like, you know what? Let me put together this training and offer it for free because I want us all to win. Offer it for free so that people can start thinking smart and people can start thinking strategically and with intention and not think small, right? And think grand because you are meant to live a grand life. The only thing keeping you from living a grand life is information, is access, is thought, right? Is thought leadership, is you moving with intent and being mindful about where you are spending your money. Hold on, the sunset's about to stop. I gotta show you guys again, hold on. Because I just can't, because this right here is what inspired me to actually go live with you guys, because I'm literally staring at this as I'm speaking to you guys and I'm just like, yo, I have to like put the people on. Like I can't keep all this information to myself. And this morning, you know, I was at church and they were giving that good word and basically, you know, they were talking about what is your gift and what is your purpose, and knowing that even though you have a gift and even though you have purpose, you have to move with honor. And the only way you move with honor is when you practice moving with honor. You grow into honor. I mean, they got so deep to the point where they were like the preacher was describing how his 2-year-old is selfish as hell. Like we're all born very selfish. We're born selfish. And you can tell because you'll have a 2-year-old, they'll go into like the sandbox and they'll be like, the favorite words that they use is mine, 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 right? Or they'll go and they'll take their toy back from another kid if the kid took their toy, because we are innately born selfish. And so in order for us to move with honor, we have to practice. We have to evolve into that self. And so as I was listening to the preacher say this, I was like, you know what? That is so true. And I want to move with honor, and I want to move with intentionality, and I want to be a servant, and I want to share, right? Which is why I put together this free training. You'll see the link. I pinned it here. It's also in the link in my bio. And in that training, I'm teaching you how to successfully make the transition from corporate to entrepreneur. And if you are already an entrepreneur, you've already gone the full-time route, but you're just starting and you're unclear on business operations, you're unclear on how to sell to corporate and government, so you can start getting the bag and securing these 5 to 6 figure contracts, so you can stop busting your ass. Guys, when I first got put on to 5 to 6 figure contracts, I mean, that was it for me. Like the B2C thing kind of like took a back seat, and now I'm bringing it back with this training and some other events that I have coming up. But quite honestly, like the B2B, business to business model is like golden to me. When I first became an entrepreneur, I didn't even know that was an opportunity until a woman that I had interviewed with before I became an entrepreneur found out I started a business and reached out to me, and she said, hey, are you still in business? Are you still doing this? Because I might have an opportunity for you. And that's how I got put on to being able to sell to corporate. And that was the first time that I locked in a 6-figure contract. Guys, they paid me $175,000. The most money that I had made in my career up until that point. This was about 3.5 years ago. They paid me $175,000 for a project, for a 5-month project. I worked with this client for 5 months and they paid me $175,000. Like, when you start making that kind of money and you start understanding that that type of opportunity exists, you think different and you move different. And your intention now becomes, how can I go get more of that type of money? How can I set myself up for more of those type of opportunities? How can I expand that, right? And really double down on creating that type of opportunity for you. And so I'm teaching you how I did it so that you guys know the game. Because honestly, like, holding the game or keeping the game to myself doesn't really help me. And I really don't believe in competition, quite honestly. The only competition I have is me. It's me against me every single day. And every single day, honey, every single day, I'm reminded of that, okay? Because the self-discipline that goes into running not 1 but 2 businesses and about to launch a 3rd is not for the weak at heart, y'all. It's not for the weak at heart. And so I get reminded of the fact that I literally am my own competition every single day. And it's me against me, and what I put in is what I will get out. And it's the same holds true for you. So if you're somebody who, is in corporate, working a 9-to-5, and you don't have to hate your job, maybe you do hate your job, and you're just like, I cannot wait to leave, and you're like on the cusp of leaving without no plan, please, before you leave, watch this free training, because I highly suggest you do not leave until you have a plan and a strategy in place so that you can set yourself up for success and avoid, all the anxiety and stress and craziness that will come from you trying to do this thing cold turkey. So take the training that is pinned here below, also the link in my bio. Now, if you are somebody who enjoys the work that you do, but you're just like, damn, like, this stuff that I do, like, I'm an expert. Like, how do I monetize this stuff? How do I make money as a business owner and also have a 9-to-5? Because you can do that, right? You can do that. The rule of thumb is 7 to 10 income streams. So you can still have your 9-to-5 and you can still launch a business, and you could do both. You could do both. You could get your salary, you could have your benefits, you could have all that security that you might be getting from your corporate gig and your 9-to-5 right now, which is keeping you there, and you can still start a business, and you can do both. You can also enjoy what you are doing in corporate. Y'all, let me tell you something. When I was in corporate, honey, I was living my best life, okay? I was traveling on their dime, all right? I was staying at the best hotels. I was entertaining clients on their dime. I was going to conferences. They were paying for me. I was getting a coach. They paid for my coach. Like, they paid for everything, all of that training, everything, right? So there's value in working at another organization, right? There's value. And so the trick is, if entrepreneurship is on your brain and you've been thinking about like, what can I do to make some side money? What can I do to launch something? Then take this training, because in the training, I give you several secrets on how you can make the transition from employee to employer, right? Or from corporate to entrepreneurship with ease, without having to give up your primary source of income, right? Without having to leave your job right off the bat, right? And also, if you have no idea like what business you do want to start, but you want to create something, this training is also good for you, because it's going to have you spark some ideas. The whole purpose of the training is to give you strategy and give you tools that you can implement immediately, But really the training is to force you to like just think outside the box a little bit and expose you to different ways that you can actually be out here making more money for yourself, right? And you can be out here creating a brand for yourself, and you could be out here, you know, living your best life and your dreams and fulfilling your purpose, whatever that is. Or maybe you don't know what your purpose is, but the only way for you to get to your purpose and for you to learn more about yourself and evolve into the best version of you is what? Is to do, right? Is to do, is to explore, is to inquire, is to like train up, right? And take advantage of resources that are available to you, especially resources that are free. Okay, honey, all right? Like, honestly, if folks are not taking advantage of things that are offered to you for free, at the end of the day, who do you really have to blame for where you are in life? Who? I'll wait. Right? It's you. And so I know it's a Sunday and some of you might be relaxing while you're watching this live. I want to encourage you to really step into your power and own your badassery and not feel like, you know, the cards have been dealt for you and so you have to play small. Or you've been preconditioned to believe that the only way for you to make it or, you know, a successful full life is for you to follow somebody else's blueprint instead of you creating your own blueprint, right? Instead of you creating your own path, being on your own journey. I mean, listen, in the last 2 years, I've been so inspired and motivated to do shit my way more than ever before and really step all the way into my strengths and delegate my weaknesses. And step up, like step up into the major leagues. Like some of you might follow me and think and have been a part of my community and been a part of my journey and have been like thinking like, wow, she's just got it like all together. Like, oh, I want to be like her. Oh, she's made it. No, y'all, I still got a long way to go. Like my goals and my dreams and my aspirations are so big that they scare me sometimes. Like they do scare me because I know the amount of work that it requires for me to get to that level, right? And like I said earlier, there's no competition. It's me against me, right? So yes, I love it. Watch it this week. Let's go. Sign up for the training, y'all. But you know, it's literally me against me. And so it scares me sometimes. And I can say with conviction, like if your dreams don't scare you and your goals don't scare you, you're not thinking big enough. You're not stretching your mind, right? You're not stretching your capability because you literally are capable of greatness, y'all. You really are. The only difference between you and Elon Musk is Elon Musk worked his ass off for it. Elon Musk just went all fucking in. Elon Musk didn't allow any type of failure, anybody talking shit about him, politics, whatever it was. He didn't allow any of that to stop him from getting to where he wants to go. Now, I use Elon Musk as an example because I know he's a known figure and people think about Elon Musk and they automatically think money and they think success and they make all these judgments about, oh my God, he must live the best life, etc. But I'm using him as an example. But to be honest with you, I was in a clubhouse with Elon Musk a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago. And he was asked a question about his personal life. And he said that because he's worked so hard and he's busted his ass and literally has made so many sacrifices, like his personal life has really suffered. His wife, his kids, and he had regrets about that. So even though I'm using Elon Musk as an example, and the reason why is because he's a dramatic example, right? Because he's a dramatic example, like he's billionaire status, right? I want you guys, as you are making these moves, and as you are showing up for yourself, and as you are challenging yourself, and as you are growing and thriving, don't forget who you are and what your priorities are and what's most important to you. I have to constantly remind myself of that all the time. Like, I was not born to work, right? That's not my purpose. I was not born to work. I was born to move at my speed and to the beat of my own drum, nobody else's. But that doesn't mean that I'm not inspired and motivated by people that are doing things 10 times at a level 10 times above me, right? Because that's the shit that will keep you going and making you feel like you can be doing more. Because ultimately the truth is we all can be doing more. Honestly, like today, I was watching church online, then I watched a movie, and I've been kind of having like a chill Sunday, and here I am live with you guys. And a part of me, because I'm a business owner, because I have all these big aspirations, was like, damn, B, you should be like sitting at your computer, sending out a whole bunch of emails. But then I thought to myself, like, nah, you're entitled to rest. Like, you're entitled to chill for a second. Like, the work's not going anywhere, right? And that is what I want to teach you guys, because that's a mindset shift, right? That's a mindset thing that you have to be comfortable enough in your own skin. Let me see if I can get some light here. You have to be comfortable enough in your own skin to decide, you know, how you want to show up and how you want to live. All right, this is not turning on, guys. Jeez, no way. And I don't want this to drop. Right? You gotta make those decisions for yourself. Oh my goodness, just a bride. Let me see. Oh, I gotta sit this way. You gotta make those decisions for yourself, right? Right? And you gotta decide. Ooh, this lighting, darling. Okay. You gotta decide like what works best for you, because even though I took some time off today, tomorrow I'm back at it. Tomorrow I'm up early and I'm back at it. And I know that, right? I know that. So one of the things I love about being able to manage your own time as an entrepreneur is you're able to decide when you work and when you don't work, right? Versus when you're working for somebody else, you don't really get to decide that because they want to see that you're working when they're working, or else it's perceived as you not working, right? It's perceived as you not putting in the work. And so that's one of the things that I love about entrepreneurship is that I can decide. I'm the ultimate one who decides. You can't click on the link that's pinned here. You can type it into your browser, or you can go to the link in my bio and you can click on the link and it'll take you straight to right here, victoriajen.com/training. I wish Instagram would allow you to do that, right? Like when you pin a comment, and if it's a website, it should allow you to go like straight to the website. Hello, Instagram, get it together. You're implementing all these other things that we really don't need. What we need is a clickable link on our lives. Okay? Okay. Look at this view, guys. Anywho, back to what I was saying. So I know that even though I took some time off to chill today, like tomorrow is going to be a long ass day. Tomorrow is going to be a 7 to 9 day, right? 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. But that's okay because I got to chill today. Like that's my schedule. I get to choose. Like I get to choose how many hours I want to work a day. I get to choose what days I want to take off. Like I get to choose. And that type of freedom only comes when you're doing your own thing. And so that is what I want to extend out to people and share out to people and really provide economic development for women, like women, economic freedom, right? For women, because there's so many ways out here that we can be getting money. Like it's insane. Last night I was at dinner and I recently invested in crypto. So I have 3 coins now that I invested in, and there was a woman there who's an expert in this space, and I was just asking her like so many questions because crypto isn't going anywhere, and crypto is not only a part of my investment portfolio, but crypto is going to be what I use to pay for things in my business, to pay other people for their services, right? And so I was asking her so many questions because I want to learn. So now that I have the information, I can decide how I want to move with intent, right? And how I want to move with more thought leadership and strategy instead of watching what everybody else is doing, right? I'm gathering information. I'm saying like, oh, that's an interesting model. Let me learn more about this model. And I take a training or I invest. Guys, I've been out here in Atlanta because I came out here for a 2-day boot camp that I invested in, right? Almost $6,000, actually $7,000 for the investment in the training, to come out here to the boot camp, to come to Atlanta, right? I made that investment because I know what I'm learning is going to level me up, not only for me, but also, you know, for my clients as well. So I'm constantly feeding and pouring into my craft and just becoming smarter so that I can get better, right? And most importantly, so that I can work smarter instead of harder. Like, that is my life motto. Work smarter instead of harder. And so I want to transfer that all to you guys, because I know the power of influence, especially on this platform. I know the power of community, right? And so if I figure something out that I know is working really well, or that, you know, I've been able to apply and become successful at, I'm going to share that. Like, I'm going to share it. And I'm going to take those along who are willing to invest in themselves and who are willing to, you know, step up, right? Step up and really pour in so that they can grow and they can reach that potential that they know that they have inside of them, right? That they can reach that level and get to the next level and constantly just grow. We are constantly on this evolution. And quite honestly, all of us have that power within us to get it done. It's just a matter of who's going to do it and who's not, and who's going to step up. So the people that are stepping up and the people who have stepped up is who I'm choosing to bring with me into my space in 2022 and beyond, and just who I want to train, who I want to coach, and who I want to learn from, right? Because just because I'm a coach doesn't mean that I'm not getting coached on the daily, on the constant. I am always getting coached and always looking for different ways to like grow and expand my skill set, because I know that's just going to make me 10 times better. And so I share all this with you guys to let you guys know that I've capsulated all of this information into this training to give you top 3 secrets that I have practiced myself to get me where I am today. And I'm putting you guys on, essentially. And that's why I put together this training. So you see the link down here. You can put that in your browser, or you can go to the link in my bio and you can sign up for the training. The training is specifically geared for women right now, but if you're a fella and you want to watch the training, you're more than happy to do so. It's free. But I developed this training for women in particular because I want you to get your money mindset right. And I want you to get more strategic. And I want you to move with intention. And I want you to have real solid plans instead of moving off of emotion, right? Women, we are beautiful, emotional beings, and that is our power, and that is our greatness, that is our essence, that is our aura. But we misplace it, right? We misplace it sometimes, and as a result, we end up, you know, kicking ourselves in the ass because we applied it the wrong way, right? And so this is about applying your thought leadership the right way and having real strategy and real intention about what you are doing in your business, what you are doing in your professional life, how are you growing mentally and professionally, so that you can be happy, you know, so that you can be happy and you can find solace in having clarity, right? So you can find solace in having direction, and you can find solace in not being so confused and operating in so much ambiguity all the time, right? And you can have this freedom that we all desire, right? This freedom of time, freedom of thought, freedom of voice, freedom of creativity, and what we put out into the world, and the legacies that we create for ourselves and our families, right? And so the training really dives deep into that. It dives deep into the mindset, and it dives deep into the strategy. And I give you my top 3 secrets on how to successfully make the transition from corporate to entrepreneurship with ease, even if you don't know what business idea, what business to start, and even if you only have one source of income. It's also a really great training for new entrepreneurs who have recently launched their businesses and just have no real structure or don't understand the operations, the taxes, the branding, right, that comes with running a business. Because a lot of people make it seem like you can just figure it out and you're good to go. No, you actually have to sit down and get trained on this stuff, guys. Or you're going to learn the hard way like I did and had to pay the IRS almost 40 grand because you didn't have your business formulated the right way. You didn't have it set up right. Right? So I'm basically taking all of my mistakes, my strategy, and teaching you exactly what I did to leave corporate, become an entrepreneur, secure 5 and 6 figure contracts over and over and over again. I shared with you earlier, my first big contract was with the largest asset manager in the world. They paid me $175,000. $175,000 for a 5-month project. People don't even make that in a year. People probably do make that in a year, right? Some people do make that in a year, but a lot of people don't, right? A lot of people don't, especially in America. And so I want to put you on because some of y'all are working so hard and you're applying that energy to the wrong things, right? And so I'm showing you how to apply it because there's a time to work hard. There's a time and a place, okay? But you might as well be working hard on things that are actually going to drive revenue and bring you money, right? Versus on things that are just going to continue to drive you crazy and bring stress and bring anxiety and create this overwhelm, right? You want to set yourself up for success. And so this training is positioned to do exactly that. And it's a free training. You go to www.victoriajen.com/training. Again, the link is also in my bio if you guys want to sign up for that training. All right. Does anybody have any questions before I go? I always like to leave an opportunity to answer some questions. But as I said, if you are somebody who's currently in corporate, you're not happy, you know you are destined for more, you want to get out, you want to do your own thing, you want to be your own boss, you want to own your time, your freedom, this training is for you. If you are somebody who is completely cool where you are right now and you actually like your career, but you want to create an additional stream of income for yourself, but you're not sure how to do it, you're not sure how to still hold down a corporate job and also start a business, this training is for you. This training is literally to drive you to not leave anywhere where you are without a solid plan. And with that solid plan, you're learning the strategies, techniques, right, that I've applied to make the successful transition. But you might be somebody who doesn't necessarily want to transition. You just want to create an additional stream of income for yourself. And so this training is for you as well. And then, of course, if you are a new entrepreneur who's just starting and looking for more strategy and understands that you need a plan and kind of feeling like a fish out of water and you're just gasping for air, you're like, oh, give me air. This training is for you so you can get some clarity and some direction and vision. Y'all, I cannot tell you when you have the clarity and the vision how much easier it is for you to breathe, right? How much easier it is for you to plot, right? And to show up differently and to be happy because now you have this clarity and you have this vision. And so now you can go and execute. But when we're stuck in our heads and we're confused and we don't know what to do next, we procrastinate because we don't have no clarity and we don't really have a plan. And so it's like easier to procrastinate because we're confused. So we don't know what steps we need to take. So what steps are we going to take if we don't know what steps we need to take? And then we become stagnant. Or we start talking to ourselves and being like, this is really hard. I don't want to do this today. I'm going to tackle this tomorrow. Or I had a really bad day. My kids are really getting on my freaking nerves. So I'm not going to address this today. I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then the next day something happens. And then you push it off again. How many of you wanted to do something this year that you committed to that you didn't do? Honestly, how many of you committed to doing something this year that you still haven't done? And that happens because life happens, right? Life happens. And so because life happens, we keep pushing it. You keep pushing it. Oh, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And then you look up one day and you're like, holy shit, the year's about to end. And I didn't even start on what I said I was going to start on. I didn't even do what I said was I was going to do. Oh, I guess it's a 2022 goal. And then you push it back until 2022 when we still got like a month and a half left in 2021 that you can start, right? You can start now. You don't have to procrastinate, right? You can start now. And I want this training to inspire you to like do just that, because there's things that you can literally do right now that you don't have to procrastinate on, because they're baby steps, right? They're baby steps that you can do right now to get you where you are trying to go. So if nobody has any questions, take the training. The link is here. Give me your feedback. I want to hear what you guys think about the training. Sign up. Link is also in my bio because Instagram doesn't let you tap the link here. And if you have any questions, I'm going to repost this to my feed. So watch it again. And if you have questions, feel free to ask me in the comments and I will respond. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Mwah. Besitos. Have a kick-ass week, y'all. And I hope to see you in the training. Talk soon.